Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Hi, folks. Welcome back. I've given this a lot of thought. I think the Democrats aren't as crazy and as stupid as myself and many other people and all the big mainstream media organizations, Fox, etc., think they are. Yeah, there's some crazy fringe of it. But the adults in the room of the Democrat Party, and there are some, aren't stupid. So I want to run an idea by you and tell me what you think in the comments, whether you agree with me, think I'm far off base, or I might have somewhat of a point. Let me know. Let's get into this. 11 Democrats who would replace Joe Biden in 2024. Now, this is from December 13th of 2021, 7 months ago. Remember that. So let's just take a look. This is from CNN, by the way, which is them and MSNBC are the Democrats' surrogate in media. Look at the first line. Combined President Biden's age will be 82 shortly after the 2024 election. That's a shot at Trump. I think what the Democrats are planning, all their mess-ups, all their F-ups, all their screw-ups are all going to be blamed on Joe Biden. Joe Biden got what he wanted his whole life. He ran for president 3-4 times. He got to be president of the United States. And they managed, depending on your point of view, how they did it, to win the presidency. Joe got his lifelong dream. Now, Joe, we got you in the Oval Office. Now we need to put you out for the party's sake. And they're mentioning his age, not because it's Biden, is because they're talking about Trump. We're in the midst of these news cycles with the New York Times publishing a big takeout on the potential Biden replacements. Now, this is the New York Times. And they list, of course, Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg, Elizabeth Warren. I'm scrolling through these and you can get the descriptions on them. Amy Klobuchar, Ray Cooper. And the list goes on. And Gretchen Whitmer, the Wicked Witch of the Midwest. Phil Murphy, old New York. Stacey Abrams, he has to win the... This is from CNN, remember. The point, that's the name of the article, if Biden decides not to run, chances are he would be looking at a very crowded Democrat field. I don't think that's going to be his decision to make. I think this is a changing of the guard, so to speak, in Democratic terms. The Nancy Pelosi's, the Joe Bidens, all the old timers who have been there a long time, the Democrats are going to purge or make them ineffective. So I think in a lot of ways, the Republicans, conservative people like myself, Fox, news agencies, big YouTube channels, small YouTube channels, podcasts, the list is endless, by going after Biden relentlessly is actually helping the Democrat Party with their goal of getting a new candidate. And how they're going to get rid of Kamala Harris will yet to be seen. Let me give you a few examples. This is 7 months ago. Let me show you now recent articles. This is an interview fairly recently on Fox Business with Maria Bartiromo. I like Maria a lot. With Joe Lieberman. You remember him? He came within a hair's breadth of being the vice president. He was Gore's running mate. And Joe's an old-time Democrat, basically moderate in the middle of the road. A lot of the progressives can't stand him. And he's talking about the New York Times poll. Now, this is Fox Business directly going after Joe Biden and his poll numbers. New York Times poll, 64% of Democrat voters don't want Biden to be the nominee. They're setting this up. And conservative channels, or we'll say anti-Democrat channels like Fox News, even Breitbart Online, there's a ton of lists of conservative websites and channels are actually helping the Democrats, in my opinion. What is the Democrats' plan? Here's another Fox News article. This is just from this week. More Americans are opposed to Joe Biden running for president in 2024 than Trump, poll finds. 64% of Americans say Biden should stay out of the race. Democrats are pushing all the negativity. All politicians deflect, but the Democrats are masters at deflection. And their deflection will be, it's not the Democrat Party, it's Joe Biden. Here's another one, Washington Examiner. The White House is downplaying a dismal set of poll numbers, arguing that they weren't the numbers that are most important months ahead of the midterm elections. And that's from a couple days ago. Here's another one. Fox News. Biden too old to run again in 2024, says New York Times. New York Times columnist. Seeing someone wobble on a tightrope. New York Times columnist Michelle Goldberg wrote on Monday that President Biden was too old to run for re-election in 2024, adding he seemed to be worn out and unfocused when he became president in 2020, when he got sworn in. They were using Joe Biden in his deep, deep, deep need to be president of the United States. He tried 3 or 4 times, and this time he was successful. We can go into how he was successful, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. He got what he wanted, his lifelong dream. He's just a placeholder. Here's another one, Washington Examiner. President Biden's latest gaffe is the latest of many mistakes he's publicly made since taking office. The blunder, the latest in a long line of awkward gaffes. How about this? This is from the Boston Herald, about as left as you can get. What is Joe Biden's real exit strategy? They want him to go. They got what they wanted. Donald Trump is out of office. And now they're going to be talking about his age, meaning Biden. What they're really talking about is Donald Trump's age. Here we go, the Gazette. Democrats position themselves to primary Biden in 2024. Are they going to toss him away? They got what they wanted out of him. And in all fairness, Joe Biden got what he's always wanted. He always wanted to be president. The Democrats may be backcrap crazy, but there's a certain core of them that aren't stupid. This is the Washington Post. Democrats' criticism of Biden getting louder and broader. They're deflecting all the anger from the American people from their policies onto Joe Biden. Deflection at its best. Are the Republicans helping the Democrats accidentally? And I show President Trump here in his recent rally in Alaska. I've done it myself a million times through articles and episodes and memes going after Joe Biden. But I think inadvertently, the Republicans are helping the Democrats accidentally. Donald Trump is a very aggressive personality, and he sees Joe Biden in the seat that he thinks he should have got. He should be president, and now he's going after Biden. So Joe Biden is taking all the shots. So the question is, what do the Republicans do? Are the Republicans helping Joe Biden? I think they are. But how do you do it with the midterm coming up? I think you focus on the policies of the Democrats. Many of those are things that President Biden tried to put in to the progressive agenda. But you have to disconnect yourself. I didn't say praise Joe Biden. Just don't attack him so animately and so forcefully. Take that aggressiveness and put it towards the Democrat Party and the members of Congress. The plan, as far as I could see, is let all the fire hit Joe Biden. He'll take all the damage. They're probably going to lose the House. Probably 95% chance the Dems lose the House. Probably a 75% chance they lose the Senate. Now, here's the thing. They're looking at 2024. Biden is not going to run again, I can guarantee you. It's just how he's not going to run. Maybe they'll come to him and say, President Biden, you need to go for the sake of the party. And if he won't, they'll make him leave. They can do that. They can put a lot of pressure on him. All the media is at their disposal. Not Biden's disposal, at the Democrat and the DNC's disposal. Force him out. But before they do that, they're going to have to anoint somebody to be president. I don't think Biden will resign in his first term unless something catastrophic happens to his health, even worse than it is now mentally and physically. I think they want it to play through. And then he'll say, I did my duty to my country. And he'll tell himself, I got my lifelong dream of being president of the United States. So how do conservative people switch gears in the media as well as everyday people? Go after the Democrat Party and its policies and leave Joe Biden's name out of it. Every time he does a gaffe, and there'll be plenty more, don't focus on it. It's deflection. It's the shiny object that they want you to focus on rather than what they're really doing and planning. They know they're going to lose the House and probably the Senate. But the firewall for them is the Oval Office, at least for 2 years and change. And then they're going to decide who they want for a small handful to run for a president. And they're going to keep mentioning Joe Biden's age, his age, his age, his age, his age, because they want Donald Trump gone. Now, they don't like Ron DeSantis either, but they probably see that Ron DeSantis, if he does run and win, will be less of a threat to the deep state and the bureaucracy that's in Washington. They are terrified of Trump. They hate Trump. But they're not afraid of Ron DeSantis. They just hate him. And that's their plan, I think. And I think the conservative people, like myself included, I'm no big channel, but big channels on here on YouTube, small channels, other social media outlets, the mainstream media, both left and right, are all focusing on Biden and the policy failures. It's the Democrat Party and the DNC's policy failures that are the problem. How do you change gears in the middle of a midterm election cycle? Not easy. But as Tip O'Neill said, all politics is local. Congressional candidates focus your attention on the Democratic Party and their failed policies and don't even mention Joe Biden's name. Because every congressional district is different and has unique problems and issues in each one. So let me know what you think. Am I totally off base here? Or maybe do I have a point? We'll see how it plays out. But they're not as dumb. The Democrats aren't nearly as dumb. Their policies are bat crap crazy, but there's a handful in DNC that are very smart. Very smart. They control all three branches of the federal government. They can't be too stupid. And will the Republicans smarten up and see this and just slightly change direction and put their focus on the DNC and the Democrat Party and their policies and not Joe Biden? Remember, these aren't Biden's policies. They're the Democrats' policies. Let me know what you think. And until next time, goodbye and good luck.